Well, speaking of this connection with China, because you work here in China from 2005
to 2007.
That was about 20 years ago. What insights did you gain back then that really influenced your approach of doing business here in China?
Let me share an anecdote. At that time, I was responsible for our automotive business.
Yes.
And then my guys came to me and said, look, navigation systems, they are now entering the market in China, but we don't have a product which is market fit. So we were already here with radios, and this was a very successful business of ours. And they said, I cannot sell a navigation system for 5,000 euro into a car which costs 5,000 euros. This is not really a good idea. So we need to really substantially go with our cost down. Then I said, then develop one. They looked at me and whether I'm serious or not.
From scratch?
From scratch. And then I said, okay, here's the deal. I give you, I think at that time it was 600,000 euros to develop a prototype within 9 months, which I can drive, and if it works, then we will start, kick it off, and we will
mass production.
Go for mass production. They didn't say yes in the first place. They said, okay, let's think about it. So they went off my office. 2 weeks later, there was 2 guys, one for manufacturing and one for engineering.
And they're Chinese.
Absolutely. And they came back and said, deal done. So, and they got the 600,000 and they're working on it. I didn't hear anything about it. After 3 or 4 months, I was calling them to my office and saying, what are you doing? Where are you?
Yes.
And they said, don't worry, we will handle that. Okay. I mean, it was even not 9 months. It was 8 months later. They came back and put a navigation system on my table. They said, this is our prototype. Give it a try. I gave it to my driver. He loved it. It had, I have to say, it had once in a while a reset, which is all fine. It was a prototype, but it worked perfectly. And the point was, functional-wise and cost-wise, so the pricing, it was really hitting perfectly to the frame which I was giving. And then I said, okay, green light. Now you can bid on these products. And they won all large tenders in the next 1 or even 2 years. They really rocked the market.
What are your learnings? What were your feelings or takeaways about, as you said, the Chinese dynamics, maybe in this working process? It was clearly a culture shock at the beginning, right?
Yeah, I would not call it a shock. It was a
very different.
Cultural party, so to speak. No, I mean, number one learning is empowerment. You have to empower people. But empowerment is you have to be very careful. It's not anarchy. It's about you give a strategy, you give a way going forward, and then you empower your people. It's a two-way street, because empowerment means you give trust.
Right.
On the other side, the people say, I'm now accountable in order to deliver.